once again, it's tough to see those yard marks out there. I thought they had it from the 30, but it was the 35. So an even longer run for Bogner, and that was the big play the Rockets needed. And now John Phillips will try to tie this game up with 9:25 remaining in the third quarter. The Rockets going against the wind and scoring. Phillips now waiting. Freiermuth to hold. There's the snap. It's a good one. Placement's down. Kick is up. The line drive. It is good, and we're tied with 9:25 left to go in the third quarter. It is now Rockridge 7, Hampshire 7.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. If you want quality insurance with personalized service, choose Epperle's Insurance Agency in Milan. Epperle's have been serving the Quad Cities and the Rockridge area with State Farm insurance for over 30 years. Jim is also a Rockridge booster and active...
Understanding of the value of teamwork, the needs of leadership, the challenge of competition, pride in accomplishment, and the need for accepting responsibility. It's often through this kind of foundation that young people are guided toward community leadership in the future. Good luck to the Rockets in the playoff from DeMarley Refrigerated Trucking, 70th Street and 176th Avenue West, Reynolds.
Welcome back. The Rockridge Rockets take the opening kickoff of the second half. March at 60 yards for the score. The big play, Josh Bogner's 35-yard touchdown run. And the Rockets now tie this game at 7. And now they will kick off to the Whippers. There's the kick, high end over end. The wind grabs it, pushes it out of bounds around the 30-yard line. As that ball never had a chance.
Once it got up in the air, it came straight to the near sideline here. We'll have to see where they mark it.
It looks like they are saying it went out somewhere around the 25.
So they'll bring it out to the
40.
No, they're going to
re-kick it. They want to re-kick. Remind me to check that rule, will you? I mean, I've only been doing this for about 16 years, and I just go brain dead on that kickoff rule.
Well, in the pros, if it goes out of bounds,
yeah,
they've got a choice of where it went out of bounds, or they bring it out to the 35. But in high school, they
get a choice again of they get a choice of I don't know if it's the 40 or 30 what yard line it is or out of bounds. So Phillips will kick it again. It'll probably behoove John really to hit a line drive kick, a worm burner right up the middle. The Whippers back to receive the kick. Just the second time the Rockets have kicked off in this ball game. They kicked off to start the game. And now Phillips moves in and hits it. This time it's a high end over end kick, but the wind grabs it and shoves it down. McCarthy takes it at his 29. He's out across the 30. 35 has an opening down the sideline, and he is run out of bounds. Where do they say? In the Rockridge territory at about the 40. Will McCarthy return the opening kickoff all the way to the Rocket 23? This time he takes it to the 40 as there was no containment that time by the Rockets. Everybody was caught up inside.
He took about 2 steps to the inside. He was on or near the near sideline here. He just took a couple little steps to the inside. The Rockridge coverage team bit, and then he come back to the outside and clear sailing down the sideline.
So mark it at about the 40-yard line. Brian Hofer came limping off on that play, by the way. It's 1st and 10 for the Whippers. The handoff right up the middle to the fullback, and Meyer gets a couple of tough yards before he is knocked down. In there to make the stick, Brian Calvert for the Rockets, Bob Horn, and others. So give him a gain of 2, make it 2nd down and 8. Hofer now trying to run off that. Probably looks like he got kicked in the ankle or something there. He's trying to walk it off.
That would smart today.
Oh boy, would that smart. I'd want to play in my snowmobile boots.
Especially wouldn't hurt your speed any.
Especially if there was a lineman. Whippers send once again wideouts to each side of the field, a double wideout formation. Now Saylor comes in motion back to the wide side, and the handoff. No, Terry, nobody there, so he just tries to turn it upfield, and Cranbeck there to make the stop for no gain. Some type of breakdown there. I don't know if they were expecting a wingback to come back the other way or not, but when Terry turned around, he wanted to give it to someone. No one was there to take it, so he just ate it.
I think that might have been Terry's fault as the fullback went to the other side, and so did the wing. Nobody there for Terry, and he did get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd down and a long 8 now for the Whippers.
The football at about, I'd have to guesstimate it around the 37-yard line of Rockridge on 3rd down, and everybody takes off for Hampshire, and they're going to be penalized 5 yards.
No doubt about that. Everybody knew the snap count had sent to center, and it's 5 now against the Whippers. That'll bring up 3rd down and 13 for them.
So we'll wait for the walk-off, and then the Rockets will get the football, or the Whippers will get the football with a 4th or 3rd down about 13 yards to go. The ball comes back. I'd have to say, I'm not sure if that's the 50 or that's 43 yard line.
The yellow.
Yeah, they've taken now the sideline markers and just tossed them back behind the Rocket bench. So it's tough to tell. So here we go on 3rd and long for the Whippers. Terry drops straight back to pass, looking out in the flat, and it's complete to the wideout on that side, Joe Fitchie, and he's knocked out of, or he runs out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. It would be a gain of approximately 9 or 10 yards on the play. And so it'll be 4th down now, and actually a gain of 11. So it'll be 4th and 2 for the Whippers, and I'd say the ball is just outside the Rocket 30-yard line. They've got to get to the other side of the 30, and up to the line come the Whippers. Double wing formation, and there's the snap, the handoff to the fullback, and Meyer pulls his way forward, and it appears he has enough for a 1st down.
Well, Meyer, with a good head of steam, they had everybody really in tight, even with the 2 wings, but they had them in tight, just handed it to Meyer, the fullback, and it looks like he got enough.
Brian Hofer went down there on the sideline once again. It looks like now he's starting to get some feeling back in that foot, and he's running a little better. And are they going to ask for a measurement now? I thought for sure he had it, but they're going to say, what? They're eyeballing it. They're going to ask for a measurement?
Yep, they're bringing it out.
All right, we'll be back after this.
What do you look for in an ATM? Convenience, dependability, safety? Hi, I'm Kelly Munson from the Aledo branch of the State Bank of Sherrard, and we are pleased to announce that we have a brand new ATM. It is well lit and the only drive-up ATM in Mercer County. It accepts all deposits, and it is free for State Bank of Sherrard customers. Also be sure to check out our new ATM in Matherville. Stop in one of our convenient locations and order your ATM card today. State Bank of Sherrard, member FDIC.
It is enough for a 1st down. I thought he had it. He had it by a good half a yard.
After being conspicuously absent in the 1st half, the offensive have come out to play here in the 2nd half.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Whippers from the Rockridge Rocket 29-yard line. There's the snap. Terry back to pass. Heavy pressure. Lofts it over the middle. Complete to McCarthy, who's going to go for the score. Adam McCarthy, the fullback, came right through the middle of the line, was wide open as Terry hit him on a dead run, and he goes in for 6.
Well, with Rockridge really playing the rush that time, they forgot about the middle. Cranback tried to recover and get back there, but McCarthy wide open over the middle that time, and here Terry just lobbed the ball to him. Perfect pass. Touchdown, Whippers.
7:03 the score coming at here in the 3rd quarter. So the Whippers answer, and now they go for the extra point attempt. There's the snap. It's placed down. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 7:03 left to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Hampshire 14, Rockridge 7.
When you look out your window right now, mowing your yard is the last thing on your mind. But now is the time to buy that Cub Cadet Lawn and Garden Tractor at Empire in Aledo. Right now, with 10% down, you'll pay no interest and no payments until April 1st, 1996. Plus, Empire has a
defense for the touchdown. Once again in the 1st quarter, Ohio State 7, Illinois nothing. Back to John and Chuck at Rockridge.
It's Hampshire 14, Rockridge 7 with 7:03 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Both clubs open up the 2nd half with scoring drives. Rockridge goes 60, Hampshire goes 40. And we're right where we started with Hampshire on top by 7 points. And now the Whippers kick off. A low line drive kick coming here to the far side of the field, shoots out of bounds, and the penalty flags go down.
Yeah, once again, we have that wind affecting the kickoff as it just blew up to the near sideline here and out of bounds. I'll tell you, John, if that pass is thrown against the wind, McCarty has to wait for it because the wind's going to hold it up. But with the wind behind him, he just lobbed it, and the wind just took it right to McCarty, right over the middle. Nobody near him, as they've got the safety, Schmobach playing up more as a linebacker today, as he does a lot of the time, and there was just nobody there to cover the middle for the Rockets.
Right, that's the big thing. They caught Schmobach that time out of position, and McCarthy was just wide open. I can't describe to you how wide open he was. All he had to do was catch the football, and it was 6, and he did. The Rockets once again blitzing hard. Terry was hit as he threw the ball, but he just, as Chuck said, just laid it up in the air. And
Rapids' pass defense all year long has been predicated on the rush, as people have been open against them, but most teams don't have the time to get the ball to their receivers. But today, Hampshire has really hurt them twice with the pass.
Both touchdowns coming on scoring throws from Nick Terry to Adam McCarthy. And so now the Whippers will try to kick it off once again. Waiting now as one of the linemen has to get ready, and here we go. Blekwinski hits it. This time it comes to the near side. Phillips takes it at about his 10. 15-20. Looking for running room and finally knocked out of bounds on the far sideline, and we'll just have to wait and see from the mark. He might have gotten to the 25 or the 20. I'm not just sure. We'll just have to wait and see.
Looks like it's going to be somewhere around the 25, as that time Blekwinski kicked the ball to the far side of the field, and it got past Phillips, as he was the lone deep back for the Rockets, and it went to the far side of the field. He had to chase it down and then bring it out, so he probably picked it up somewhere around the 10, got it back out to the 25.
Yes, it is. The 25-yard line. Hofer is the wide out to the far side for the Rockets. The backs are Davis and Phillips, and the snap is fumbled, and Phillips picks it up, loses it, and then finally falls on it back at the 15-yard line. I don't know what happened there. The play started, and all of a sudden the football just went flying back between the running backs, and Phillips there to fall on it. It was like a shotgun formation without a quarterback.
A loss of 10 that time for the Rockets is, I guess we'll have to give the loss to Phillips, although I'm not sure he's the one that fumbled it.
No, it's just like Schwalbach stepped aside, and the center just snapped it back there. And now the Rockets up to the line of scrimmage. Crambeck wide here to the near side. There's the snap. The handoff goes to Phillips, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage. And on the tackle for Hampshire was Steve Thompson, as he held his ground and did the job.
It looked like the hole that time was a little bit more back towards the center of the field, but Phillips was trying to break it to the outside. He might have picked up one. Going to bring up third down and a long 19 now for the Rockets.
You're in tune to WRMJ Aledo. As we have 5:35 left to go here in the third quarter, the Rockets now trailing 14-7, and they're faced with a third down and 20 yards to go from their own 15-yard line going into the wind. There's the snap. Schmolbach on the option, pitches it to Bogner. He cannot elude the tackler back there. That is Adam McCarthy, the sophomore, throws him for a loss of 5 back to the 10-yard line. And it will be fourth down now, and the Rockets will have to kick into this win.
Well, that time, I tell you, Hampshire did a great job of defensing the option, as they had a man on Schmolbach, made him pinch, and then McCarty from his middle linebacking position was clear out there in the near flat to bring down Bogner for a loss of 5.
So Bob Horn now needs to get a good kick away, standing at his goal line. There's the snap. It's a good one. And he hits a low line driver taken by Blekwinski at about his 40, looking for running room back up the middle of the field, and then is driven down somewhere near the 25-yard line. So that's where the Rockets started this drive, and that's where Hampshire is going to get it. The Rockridge defense right now, folks, this is a key part in this ball game. You don't want to go down by 2 touchdowns.
Well, that was only a net of about 10 yards on that punt, as Horn was punting into that stiff wind and got a line drive, which was easily returned by Blekwinski, and all the way down to the 26 now of the Rockets. Hampshire takes over.
And they send 2 wideouts to each side of the field. The handoff goes up the middle of the fullback, Meyer, and he gets across the 25 and then is driven back. A gain of a couple on the play. Calvert, Reed, and Hogan on the tackle for the Rockets. So it'll be second down and 8 now for the Whippers. The clock under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and the Rockets trailing 14-7. They came back to tie it up on the opening drive of the second half, but the Whippers got another good kickoff return and moved it right down the field and scored again. On second down, the handoff goes to Saylor on the wing back and reverse, and no go there. Bogner up to make the stop along with Sean Smith. And it'll be third down now for the Whippers. And 8 yards to go. The football resting just inside the 25-yard line.
Well, this is when the Rockets have had trouble holding the Whippers today, John, is where they've had them in 3rd and long or 4th and long. The Whippers have gone to the air, and it's been tough for the Rockets to defend.
All right, this time the Whippers do the double tight or one tight end formation, lone setback. Meyer back to pass in the flat, complete to Fitchie, and he is knocked out of bounds, or knocked down at about the 14-yard line, close to a first down. Joe Fitchie, a 5'10", 150-pound senior wideout, makes the grab, and he's just doing a pretty simple down and out. Nothing fancy, and it's a first down for the Whippers.
Gain of 12 that time on a little simple, like you said, down and out, and they're using their wind to the advantage as they throw to the near sideline and just let the wind zip that ball in there to Fitchie, and he's made some nice catches.
So up to the line, the Rockridge defense steps, and here come the Whippers. The football sitting inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. There's the snap, and the handoff goes to Meyer, the fullback, off the right side, has some running room, and he's got close to 5 down near the 10-yard line he goes. So it'll be second down and 5 to go for Hampshire with 2:25 left to go here in the third quarter, and the Whippers leading 14-7. Whippers up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, two wings, everything in tight. The handoff to Meyer, the fullback, once again, and off the right side he goes, and he keeps bullying and fighting his way near first down territory. They're keeping everything in tight. Even the wings are right up tight, and they're just going straight ahead to the fullback. And it'll be third down, though, but about 1 yard to go for the Whippers.
Yeah, Meyer with good power, as that time they just got behind the right side of his offensive line and powered his way down to 11. It's going to be third down and a short one now.
Third and a short one. Once again, everybody in tight. The wings there, the handoff, this time off the left side goes Meyer, and from behind, Brian Calvert grabs him. What's his forward progress like?
Well, he got to the 10. Whether he got across it or not, I don't know.
That's the 5.
That's the 5, okay. Yeah. It should be enough for a first down, as he did get across that line.
Well, I think they had to get across it, and I don't think they marked it across it, so we'll wait and see. We'll be back after this.
The Rockridge Booster Club, through your dedication, you have helped make Rockridge's extracurricular activities the best they can be.
Couple of quick scores to pass along in Class 1A, a final. It was Carthage over LaHart Northwestern 14-0, and in a 2A score to pass along late in the third quarter, it's Lewiston over Quincy Notre Dame 22-0. Now back to John and Chuck at Rockridge.
It was enough for the first down.
And it was.
As Terry comes up to the line now.
First and goal to go for the Whippers. The handoff right side to Meyer, the fullback, and he gets down to about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Meyer, once again, they're just going to their big fullback on this drive, and he picks up maybe a yard. Timeout called by the Whippers. We'll be right back.
And the Rockets are really going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, it's going to take them 3 scores to win the ball game if they allow another score here.
Coach Bob Mitten comes off the field after talking to his defense. The Rockets dig in, and up to the line come the Whippers. Once again, both ends in tight, wings to each side. Lone setback is the fullback, Meyer. Terry takes the snap, hands off to Meyer. Off the left side, he crashes forward, and he is just shy of the goal line. He is just shy of the goal line at about the 1, maybe less than that. I'd say about the 1-yard line is where the football is marked. It is now third and goal to go.
Well, that time they ran behind big Eric Carlson, 6'2", 225 pounds, in at left tackle for the Whippers.
And up to the line they come once again. It's now third and goal from the 1. There's the snap. The quarterback keeps it, and he is brought down for a loss on the play. The fullback slipped. He wanted to hand the ball to the fullback. He wasn't there, so Terry just had to grab it and try to improvise, and he is brought down for a loss on the play of about, maybe a yard, and it'll be fourth and goal to go from not quite the 2-yard line. And now Hampshire is going to take another timeout. 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Timeout on the field. Hampshire 14, Rockridge 7. Bob Mitten in the end zone. And the coaches leave the playing field, and here we go. Perhaps the biggest play of the game. 4th and goal from just outside the 1 for the Whippers. They lead it 14-7. The Rocket defense getting ready. Will the Whippers try to keep it inside the tackles? Will they try something new? There they go. They're going to spread things out. 2 wideouts to the far side. Single wideout here to the near side. Backs are split in the backfield. Now they shift Myers into the slot. There's the snap. Terry back to pass. Being chased. Running with the football. Runs. And he is in for the score. The quarterback, Nick Terry, rolling to his right. Unable to find anyone open. And finally just tucked it under and ran it in for 6.
Well, they were going to play the same play as they scored on earlier. They drug McCarty out of the backfield and brought him in underneath the coverage, but he got a little bit deep and got into some Rockridge defenders out there, so Terry just tucked it down, showing great speed, goes into the far corner of the end zone untouched.
Well, he has thrown for 2 touchdowns and run for another here this afternoon. And now the extra point attempt, a very important extra point attempt. There's the snap. Placement's down. Kick is blocked. It's blocked. The Rockets blocked the kick. And so with 3 seconds left to go in the third quarter, it's Hampshire 20, Rockridge 7.
For 25 years, Purina Preconditioning Receiving Chow has been helping young beef animals when they need help most. Whether it's the last weeks on the farm or the first weeks in the feedlot, calves and yearlings thrive despite weaning and shipping stresses. Preconditioning Receiving Chows nourish and protect with abundant energy, protein, vitamins, and minerals in formulations that ensure the growth of vital rumen bacteria. Purina Preconditioning Receiving Chows for calves and yearlings. See Kistler Prairie Mill in Buffalo Prairie and Reynolds.
Before we send it back to John and Chuck, a couple more scores to pass along, a couple of 2A scores. It's Paxton Buckley Loda 30, Decatur St. Teresa 20, that with a minute left to go in the game, and Central A&M is beating Sullivan 8-0 with about 4 minutes left in the game. So now back to John and Chuck at Rockridge.
Well, thank you very much, Rich. Here, it's 20-7. Hampshire. The Rockets must keep Hampshire out of the end zone for the rest of this game and come up with 2 scores of their own, and the Rockets win it 21-20. You heard it here first.
Well,
if they can do it, because that's what's going to happen.
Hampshire really timed that third quarter well. They're going to get the kick off with 3 seconds left with the wind at their back.
That's right. So the Whippers get set to go. Rockets ready to return. Rockets could use a big return here. Let's see if they can get it. There's the kick, line drive, right down the field. Phillips grabs it at about his 15. He's out across the 20, 25, 30. There's a hole, 35. And not quite the 35 to the 34-yard line. They mark it down. That ends the third quarter of play with the score. Hampshire 20, Rockridge 7.
The Andalusia Community Bank
IPLA has direct farm-to-farm feeder pigs available. The IPLA is a farmer-owner cooperative that offers grade and yield programs plus other new programs coming up in the future. Ask about them. Call Ken Morby or Dave Lloyd at the Interstate Producers Livestock Association in Aledo at 582-5181.
Welcome back. On first down, the Rockridge Rockets put the ball in the air, and it's complete to Phillips out in the flat, good for about 7-8 yards. It'll be second down and 2 now for the Rockets.
Yeah, nice gain of 8 that time. Didn't try to go real deep with their passing game, and their first completion of the game results in an 8-yard gain.
The one thing when Schmalbach drops back to pass, he is such a threat to either run or throw the ball. I think they can just keep this up, and he's going to cause some problems for that Hampshire defense. On second down, the snap and the handoff right up the middle. The fullback, Brian Calvert, runs over some people and has a Rocket first down. Out near midfield he goes.
Well, Calvert with a nice gain of 5 that time. Picks up Rockridge's 9th first down of the ball game, all by rushing.
All right, so it's first and 10 for the Rockets. The football sitting at their own 48-yard line. We're just underway. Fourth quarter of play with Rockridge trailing 20-7 to Hampshire. Up to the line of scrimmage come the Rockets. Wide out here to the near side. Bogner in the slot. Same on the other side. Schmobach back to pass, rolling out, looking to throw, just dumps it over the line of scrimmage, complete to Bogner. The ball is hit, it's knocked out of bounds. No, it's recovered by Hampshire before the ball goes out of bounds. Making the play for the Whippers was Vlekwinski, as Bogner caught the pass, but right after he caught it, he was drilled. The ball popped up in the air, and Vlekwinski was there to grab it before it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Hampshire ball at their 45-yard line.
Well, you could almost see that hit coming as Schmobach just lofted a little lob pass to Bogner, and as soon as he caught it turned upfield, he was hit and coughed it up.
And so now the Whippers with the ball once again. There's the snap, straight a handoff to Terry, the fullback, Meyer, the fullback, and he gets 3 or 4 tough yards. And the Rockets have to stop the Whippers here if they want a chance in this ball game.
Well, the clock's going to become the enemy of the Rockridge Rockets now, as Meyer was able to pick up a long 2 that time, going to bring up second down in about 8. So under 10 and a half minutes now, the clock runs with the Whippers in no real big hurry to get a play off. Well, you're going to use all the time they can.
They're going to keep it in tight, too, and as I say that, there they go. They send Vlekwinski out wide to the far side, a wing here on each side as their basic formation. The handoff goes to the fullback Meyer, and he is drilled as he gains about 1 on the play. He really got snapped back, and they're going to give him a gain of 1. And so it'll be third down now and 6 yards to go for the Whippers. The Rockets need to stop them right here and get that ball back.
It's going to be interesting to see if the Whippers want to put the ball in the air as much as they did when they had the wind at their back, as they came out throwing the ball in that third quarter, completing three passes there for big yardage.
So up to the line come the Whippers. The football sitting right at midfield. There's the snap. Terry with the pitch back to Burke, and he tries to sweep the corner, and he turns it upfield and is knocked out of bounds, just shy of a first down. No, did not get out of bounds, or not Burke, but Andy Brock on the carry. And he is going to be near the 45.
Gain 6, going to bring up 4th and 1 now. And Hampshire is going to punt the ball away.
They're going to try to pin the Rockets a little deeper. So the Rockets right now, they need a big play. When you look at Hampshire scoring this afternoon, Chuck, 9-yard drive, 40-yard drive, 26-yard drive. It's been the field position which has allowed them to put points on the board. Vlekwinski back to punt. There's the snap. It's a good one. Not much pressure on. It's a low-line drive kick rolling up the field. Phillips grabs it. On the run, it is 25. He's at the 30, 35, and is knocked out of bounds somewhere, I believe, near the 40-yard line, it appears, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rockets.
Yeah, he got just across the 40. They're going to mark it at the 41. First down Rockets now with the wind at their back, and we're under the 9-minute mark at 8:30 and counting.
Yeah, that turnover cost the Rockets 2 minutes. It happened at 10:30, and now at 8:30 they get the ball back as the Rocket fans trying to get their club going here offensively, and up to the line they come. On first down, Schmobach hands it right up the middle to the fullback, Calvert, and he gets about 3 yards before he's stopped by that middle linebacker once again, David McCarthy. He's played a heck of a game this afternoon here for the Whippers as the clock nears the 8-minute mark in this one.
Well, the Rockets picked up 3, but they're not going to get the job done picking up 3 and 4 yards at a time. They've got to go downfield sooner or later.
They need that big play. They have 2 wideouts to each side and a wing to each side. Or man in the slot. Schmobach steps up and throws the pass over the middle. Incomplete. Almost intercepted by Adam McCarthy. It was right in his hands, and he flat dropped it. Or it might have been 6 points for Hampshire.
Yeah, McCarthy dropped back in coverage that time, and it did. The ball hit him right in the hands, but he couldn't hold on, and Rockridge dodged a bullet there.
So it is now third down and 7 yards to go for the Rockets, and up to the line they come. Krambeck is wide to the far side. Hofer here to the near side. Bogner and Phillips in the slot to each side. Phillips now comes in motion. Schmobach on the option, pitches to Phillips. Phillips has some running room and is driven out of bounds by Todd Brazy.
And he's going to pick up 5, but that's going to leave him a yard short, a little yard and a half maybe short, and I'm sure Rockridge will go for it. They've got to go for it. 4th and long 1 now for the Rockets.
7:44 left to go here in the game. The Rockets trail 20-7. They came back to tie it up on the opening drive of the second half, 7-7, and you're thinking, all right, here they go. But Hampshire's came right back and scored, and then have tacked on another one. So the Rockets up to the line of scrimmage. They have to make it here on 4th down. And a penalty flag goes down.
Somebody's lined up. This ball is right in front of me, and it must have been Hampshire lined up, number 55 for the Whippers, Jason Norman, the 5'11", 195-pound senior playing defensive right end. That time lined up in the neutral zone, and it's 5 against the Whippers and a first down for the Rockets.
So a big break for the Rockridge Rockets, as without the clock moving, they pick up a first down. The football sitting right on the 45-yard line of Hampshire. There's the snap. Schmolbach back to pass, has time looking deep over the middle, and it's intercepted. Lekwinski with the interception. He overthrew the intended receiver, Josh Bogner.
Once again, really nobody open, and he overthrew long over the middle, and Lekwinski just sat there waiting for the ball to come down, and another Rockridge turnover, the 4th of the ball game.
That's one of the cardinal sins of quarterbacking. Do not miss long over the middle, because that's what happens.
That's where the safety just sits and waits for somebody to come to him, and that time the ball came right to Lekwinski, an easy interception for Hampshire.
All right, now the Whippers with the football, 1st and 10, and they're close to putting this ball game away. There's the snap, the handoff, and Meyer is drilled. Bogner charging through the line, drops him dead in his tracks.
A
loss of 1 on the play as the clock nears the 7-minute mark, and it's Hampshire on top, 20-7.
Well, that's Meyer's 20th carry, John, for only 47 yards. But they do eat up the clock.
That they do, and up the line come the winners, the Whippers. Lekwinski out wide to the far side. They have a wing once again to each side of the formation. The lone setback is the fullback, Mike Meyer. The Rockets stunning and splitzing. There's the handoff to McCarthy, and he is hit. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Josh Bogner once again making the stop. So it'll set up a 3rd down now for the Whippers and 9 yards to go, and the Rockridge Rockets are going to take a timeout. Rockridge takes time. Doesn't look good here right now either, with Hampshire on top 20-7. The Whippers faced with a big 3rd down and 9 yards to go here. The ball sitting at the 30-yard line of Hampshire. They send 2 wideouts to each side of the formation. The lone setback is McCarthy. Long snap count. In motion goes Brock, and the handoff goes to McCarthy up the middle. Forget it. Davis and Bogner there to wrap him up. No gain, maybe 1. It'll be 4th down, where the Rocket defense has stopped Hampshire 3 and out twice in a row. But the Rocket offense has got to be able to find a way to score, and quickly.
Yeah, they're going to be under 6 minutes when they get the ball back this time. Last time it was 8.5, so each possession they're giving up 2 to 3 minutes, and that's just not going to leave enough time for them to score twice.
Lekwinski back to punt. Inside his 20. Into the wind. He'll have to kick it. There's the snap. Heavy pressure's on. A low line drive kick gets it away. Hits. Phillips takes it at about his 40. He's at midfield and is snowed under, no pun intended, at midfield, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rockets.
Maybe a little error in judgment that time for Phillips. Well, I guess they stopped the clock with the change of possession, but he saw something that really wasn't fair to the inside, as he could have stepped out of bounds and avoided some punishment anyway, as he was clobbered at midfield.
Well, the clock starts to roll once again. 5:35 remaining. The Rockets up to the line of scrimmage. Both ends in tight. The wing tee set. There's the snap. Schmolbach play action. Back to pass. Looking. Delivers in the flat behind the intended receiver. Calvert incomplete at the 45.
Well, Schmolbach just with 2 completions today to his own men. He's got 2 interceptions to Hampshire, but just 2 completions today for Schmolbach, 2 out of 8.
That's been one of the keys in this game, is that the Whippers have done something no one else has really been able to do this year other than the Aledo Green Dragons, and that's keep Schmolbach under control somewhat. So up to the line come the Rockets once again. The clock stopped after the incompletion with 5:26 remaining. There's the snap. Schmolbach optioning down the line. and he's got problems. Now he pitches the ball to Bob Horn, and he's run down for a loss on the play by Nick Terry, the outside linebacker, or the safety, meaning, well, I should say coming up on the play as the Whippers just had that defense perfectly. They had three guys out there chasing Schmolbach and Horn, and the minute Schmolbach made the pitch to Horn, bam, they just jumped all over him.
Well, they've got Horn. They're bringing the inside linebacker, and they're putting him on Schmolbach, and he just follows Schmolbach out to where he can't turn it upfield. That makes him have to pitch, and the pitch man's been covered well from the outside by the cornerback coming up.
So now it's third down and 12 yards to go for the Rockets. Schmolbach back to pass. The blitz is on. He is hit. The ball is loose on the turf, and who has recovered? I believe the Rockets have recovered, but boy, they're going to be faced with fourth down now and about 17, 18 yards to go.
Yeah, Schmolbach going back to pass that time, and Hampshire brought everybody up the middle, and he just had nowhere to go and tried to get rid of the ball, but it slipped out of his hands, and a big loss on the play of about 5-6 yards. Fourth down now and 16-17.
Well, the Rockets admit their match, I think, in quickness this afternoon defensively.
Yeah, that they have.
Hampshire really close to the ball.
They've impressed me with their defense.
They have not given up more than one score all season long, and that's been the case here today. The Rockets just with one touchdown. Schmolbach back to pass on fourth down. Hit as he throws, but it's complete to Phillips across midfield trying to keep his feet. He does, and he goes down inside the 35, run out of bounds at the 29-yard line. First and 10 for the Rockets. What a play. Schmolbach avoids the rush, gets it off. Phillips with the catch, and he keeps his balance. A great run, and it's a first down for the Rockets. They stay alive with 3:48 left to go in the game.
Gain of 30 that time. Schmolbach to Phillips along the near sideline, and Phillips did a good job of just staying in bounds.
So it's now first and 10 for the Rockets. Schmolbach with the snap, rolling out to pass here to the far side, stepping up now, stepping and throwing deep over the middle, and it's caught by Bogner near the goal line as the defender slipped down, and Bogner made the grab at the one. It's first and goal to go for the Rockets with 3:40 remaining. Oh, brother!
31 yards.
The Rockets quickly up to the line of scrimmage. The defender was there, but he fell down, and the ball went right into the hands of Bogner. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Schmolbach fighting for the goal line, and he does not get in. He does not get in. And Rockridge takes a timeout. Timeout on the field. 3.5 minutes left. Rockridge trailing 20-7.
Numbers.
Two big pass plays, and they are now faced with a second down and goal to go from the 1-yard line, trailing 20-7 with 3.5 minutes left. The referee spots the ball. The Rocket line trying to dig in here now. The Hampshire defense set as well. There's the snap. Handoff goes to Phillips, fighting for the goal line. They pull him back, and no, he did not get in again, and this is killing the Rockets in the fact that the clock keeps running. They really needed to get in on first and goal, and now it is third and goal.
Yeah, they've eaten up about 40 seconds now on these last two plays, where usually they would get it in from the one easily.
Up to the line of scrimmage come the Rockets once again on third and goal. There's the snap. Schmolbach rolling out, wide open. He tries to turn it upfield, and he is in for a score. Touchdown, Rockridge. Joe Schmolbach from 1 yard out with 2:58 left to go in the game.
Joe Schmolbach was not going to be denied that time as he was hit behind the line of scrimmage and then just kind of lowered his shoulder and kind of did a wrestling move to get into the end zone as he twisted and turned and dove in, picking up Rockridge's second touchdown. That makes the score 20-13, and the Rockets now will attempt to make it 20-14 as Phillips in to kick.
Once again, a big extra point attempt because the Whippers missed on their last one, so the Rockets can just score and with the conversions win the game. There's the snap. It's a high one. The placement's down. A line drive kick is good. Oh, it just gets through. And with 2:58 left to go, it's Hampshire 20, Rockridge 14.
When your vehicle breaks down, the last thing you want is to be stranded. No matter what time.
Choose Epperle's Insurance Agency in Milan. Epperle's have been serving the Quad Cities and the Rock Ridge area with State Farm Insurance for over 30 years. Jim is also a Rock Ridge booster and actively supports the community and area schools. Let Epperle's Insurance Agency quote your insurance needs for auto, home, health, and life, car financing, and annuities too. Epperle's Insurance Agency is behind you all the way, Rockets.
Well, here we go. Onside. 2:58 remaining. The Rockets setting up for an onside kick. And under these hard, snowy conditions,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. The Rockets, I have one timeout left for them, as they had to use one up to score there. And now Phillips gets ready to try to kick it, and the wind blows it off the tee. Now he's going to tee it up a little lower. It's almost flat. And here we go. The big onside kick. Can the Rockets get it? There's the whistle. Phillips hits it. It's a wobbler coming down the field, and there it is. The mad scramble for the ball. Who's got it? A big pileup. The Rockets say they have it. The Rockets say they have it. The Rockets say they have it. But what do the officials say? It looks like a rugby scrum down there. The officials and the Rocket players are all, there's three officials laying on top of Rocket players, and I think there's a whipper under there too. Whose ball? They say Hampshire got it. The Hampshire players hop up and they say that they have it.
Well, John, I'm not sure the Rockets didn't touch that ball before it went the required 10 yards, but all doesn't matter now because the officials say that
Brian Berry
recovered it.
They said Brian Berry recovered it. Boy, I thought the Rockets had it there.
Oh, there was a bunch of them there.
There was about 6 Rockets to 1 Hampshire player. But
couldn't
Brian
even see him on top of the pile.
In that snow, you couldn't even see that he was down there. And so here come the Whippers with 2:44 left to go in the game. Rocket defense. Up to the line of scrimmage they come. There's the snap, the handoff to the fullback, and Meyer bowls his way forward and has some good running room. He's across the 45 of Rockridge down to about the 42. A gain of about 5 on the play, maybe 6. That hurt.
Well, the Rockets, you know, John, they want to get that ball back, but that's still, they still have to tackle the ball carrier because they can't give up a first down.
No,
that time
can't.
they were kind of going for the ball and not the ball carrier.
They give him a gain of 5. Second down and 5. The clock shows 2:08 left to go in the game. The Rockets have to hold Hampshire and then need some more big plays. They trail it 20-14. Whippers up to the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. Handoff to the fullback, and Meyer leans forward. He's down near the 40-yard line. A gain of a couple. It'll set up third down and a good 3 to go. And Rockridge takes a timeout. I have that being their final timeout of the game. And a good 3 yards to go. The clock shows a minute 51 remaining. And the Rockets trail 20-14, trying to keep that winning streak alive and a chance to defend their 2A title. Here it is, the big third down play. There's the snap, the handoff to the fullback. Meyer spins, and he will not make it. He will not make it. He is stopped short, and the Whippers will be forced to punt the football. Perhaps. We'll wait and see what they want to do. The clock keeps running, a minute 35 remaining. The Whippers back in the huddle, and they're in no hurry.
Yeah, they may even take a 5-yard penalty and then punt the ball. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to take the delay of game penalty, using up the clock, and then punt the ball away.
And so the clock winding down, the officials just waiting to flag them. And what do they do?
Well, they take the timeout without the penalty, okay?
Well, that's what they did. He just stood by the official, said, tell me when time's about to be up, and where's it? They have the ball on the Rocket 45-yard line, faced with a 4th and a long 2. They have taken their last timeout. They are not going to punt the football. They're going to go for it. The Rockets got to come up and help out defensively. They're either going to get, if they don't figure the punt's going to help them that much in yardage. There's the snap, and the pitch goes to McCarthy, trying to turn the corner, and the Rockets throwing for a big loss. Back at the 45-yard line, it's Rockridge football with a minute 10 remaining. Can they do it? Can they pull it out? Here we go.
Well, Hampshire tried to go wide that time, but the Rockridge Rockets were up to the task, dropping for a loss of 5, and they take over just across midfield.
A minute 5 left as the Rockets break the huddle. A minute 2, a minute 1. It's a minute left to go in the game. Rockets with the ball. There's the snap. Schmalbach back to pass, looking. They want to set up the screen. It is over here to Calvert. Calvert crosses midfield, and he is not out of bounds. He is knocked down before he gets out of bounds. 46 seconds left. The football at about now an official timeout.
Did you see how far McCarthy came that time to make that tackle?
Yeah, he is tough. And now what do we got? A holding call. There's a penalty flag. Now I see it way back there, holding against the Rockets. It all comes back.
Well, they had the screen set up, but McCarthy from middle linebacking position, he was in the middle of the field when that ball was thrown, and he made the tackle over on the sideline after a gain of about 7, maybe 8 yards. But all for naught is Rockets are called for holding.
So the football marked all the way back approximately, it looks like about the 34-yard line. Rockets on first down. Schmalbach back to pass, looking, going over the middle, and it's complete. The hook and ladder. They flip the ball to Thomas Davis, I believe. That was Horn who got it after the catch. And the clock continues to roll with 28 seconds left. The Rockets up to the line from about their 40-yard line. There's the snap. Schmalbach back to pass, looking down the field for somebody, anybody, rolling out, still with the football. Now delivers and throws it away with 15 seconds left.
Couldn't find anybody open as the Hampshire defensive backs are starting off about 15 yards deep, and it's going to take a lightning bolt to get behind them, really. But if they could complete something underneath on a crossing pattern, maybe somebody could break a long one.
Well, they need a miracle like the Monmouth Zippers had against Knoxville. That's what they need right now. So that's why you never say die. And up to the line of scrimmage come the Rockets. For the wide out here to the near side. Cranbeck wide to the far side. 15 seconds left. There's the snap. Schmalbach back to pass. Stepping up, pump fakes. Still looking for somebody. Throwing the Hail Mary just way up in the air down the field. And Blekwinski and Phillips run into one another. Phillips hoping for the interference, doesn't get it, and it is incomplete with 5 seconds left. As Schmalbach just hurled that baby about 50 yards in the air, but it just wouldn't work.
Well, that official wasn't going to make the difference in this ball game, as he maybe could have thrown the flag, but he said the ball was uncatchable, therefore the contact was incidental, no flag, and consequently now the Rockets are faced 4th and 15 with just 5 seconds left in the 95 season.
The Whipper, players up urging their fans to yell, here we go, the final play of the game. There's the snap. Schmalbach back to pass. Looking, avoids a rusher, but can't avoid the other one. Now he throws it up in the air. Down the field it comes, and it is intercepted or incomplete. Incomplete, and that is the ball game. The Hampshire Whippers have upset the defending 2A state champs, the Rock Ridge Rockets. The final score, Hampshire 20. The Rock Ridge Rockets 14, as that winning streak comes to an end for the Rockets as they close out